Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into how to talk to your crush, whether online or offline. First things first, try to avoid giving too many compliments too soon. Compliments are great, but especially when it's about their appearance, it can feel very overboard or forced and shallow. Instead, try to engage them on topics that they're interested in. Look at their stories, see what they're posting. Ask them a question about their hobbies or their pet instead of just calling them hot or sexy off the bat. Approach as a friend.
Avoid oversharing when you're first getting to know someone. When you're nervous, it's tempting to fill in the silence with your life story, but less is definitely more in the early stages. Keep the conversation light and let things build up naturally, instead of jumping into heavy topics or trauma dumping, which can feel overwhelming.
And don't forget about the importance of avoiding too much negativity, especially when it comes to talking about your past and exes. Bringing up past relationships in a negative light can make the conversation heavy and may give the impression that you're still hung up on the past. Instead, keep it brief, neutral, take accountability for your part, focus on what you're looking forward to rather than dwelling on the past. Whether you're talking to your crush online or offline, remember to listen more than you speak. It shows you're genuinely interested in what they have to say, and it gives you a chance to read the room and see if the feeling is mutual. If he's not that into you, his behavior will show his lack of interest. He might frequently cancel plans, be inconsistent with you in communication, show little enthusiasm when he's engaging with you. If they're not investing time and energy into building a connection, it's a clear sign that they're not as invested as you are.
If you notice they're not making an effort to engage back, or if their responses are short and disengage, that's a sign to pull back. Recognize when the energy isn't mutual and respect that. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy, it just means that connection wasn't there. Speaking of connections, I recently went on a few dates with a guy, and it quickly became clear that he wasn't putting in that much effort. He didn't seem interested in getting to know me on a deeper level, and he wasn't making any future plans or dates. It felt like he was just coasting along, and that's a big red flag. I ended up having to walk away from him despite me liking him because I knew the lack of effort was not what I wanted. And when you're getting to know someone, it's crucial to use discernment. Carefully evaluate whether they're someone who aligns with your values and goals. How they treat you and others is a huge indicator of their character. It's important to take your time and observe how they handle challenges and disagreements before diving into a relationship.
Even just simple things like how they treat the waiter at the restaurant is a great indicator of their character. Just because they treat you good doesn't mean they're a good person. And whether you're seen as a creep or Casanova is really dependent on how interested that person is in you, how attractive they find you, because if they find you attractive, they'll overlook small and awkward moments, but if they're not feeling it, even well-intentioned messages or like what you're saying, how it can come across can be pushy or weird. So pay attention to their response and don't force it if the vibe isn't there.
And if you recognize that the connection isn't there, detaching is key to protecting your emotional well-being. Honestly, assess your feelings. If you're feeling unappreciated or undervalued, it might be time to take a step back. Communicate your feelings and focus on your own growth.
Remember that rejection is not the end of the world. It's not a reflection of your worth. The right connection will click without you having to force it. So be yourself, have fun, and don't stress too much. What's for you is for you, and the right person will appreciate you for who you really are.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your experiences when talking to a crush. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.